Hey guys, CJ with Risk Supremacy here. Today I wanted to go over some of the Mage PvP specs with you. There is a Pyromancer spec that is in high demand currently. It does a lot of damage output. However, if you're like me and you usually like to PvP by yourself or with a couple friends, the Chloromancer Warlock spec will actually help out a lot more because you have a lot of healing, a lot of survivability, and a good amount of damage output. So starting with this spec, as we're leveling, we're going to put our first 3 points into Accelerated Growth and a point into Magical Affinity. Then we put our 2 points into Accelerated Growth to finish it off, 1 point in Bloom. Come back over to Warlock, give it a point in Magical Affinity, and then our 2 points into Healing Slipstream in Chloro, and 1 point into Nature's Corrosion. We put another point in Magical Affinity, head back to the Chloromancer tree, 2 points into Nature's Corrosion, and a point into Empowered Veil. Our 4th point into Magical Affinity, and then 2 points into Empowered Veil in Chloromancer, and 1 point in Synthesis. Coming back, we'll finish up Magical Affinity in Warlock, and then head back over to the Chloromancer tree for Phytogenesis. We put our 3 points there, and then 1 point in Opportunity in the Warlock tree. Then we put 1 point into Nature's Touch, and 2 points into Call of Spring. We'll put our other point into Opportunity, and then finish up Call of Spring with the next 3 points, and 1 point in Opportunity. Right now you have a very good amount of survivability. You have a very solid amount of healing and also some good support from the Warlock tree. Obviously 25, 26, and 27 we want to put into Raised in Nature. That's going to increase the endurance you have, and then 1 point into Opportunity. Back in the Chloromancer tree, we'll put 1 point in the Living Shell. That gives you some mana return, and then also a damage shield that will absorb some damage. Be careful when you use it though, because as you take damage, it reduces the amount of mana you will receive. Then we'll put our 2 points into Unleashed Abandon, and our final point into Opportunity. Finishing up the tree, we'll put a point into Essence Surge, which is probably your most powerful skill in the Chloromancer tree, which will heal you for 100% of your maximum health. It reduces the magic damage dealt by you by 50% for 12 seconds, but the heal largely outweighs that, like heavily outweighs it. We'll put our last point into Unleashed Abandon in the Chloromancer tree, and then we'll come over to the Warlock tree. We're going to start putting points into Vitality, so we finish that off there, and then 5 points into Potency. We'll put a point into Shadow Life. Now at this moment I'd like to point out that Shadow Life and Essence Surge is a very solid combination. Shadow Life increases your total max health by 50% and heals you for 50% of your new total max health. It's got a 3-minute cooldown, but it lasts for 20 seconds, and it's very powerful. Couple that with Essence Surge, and you have an even larger heal because it can heal you or an ally for 100% of your max health, which Shadow Life increases. So keep that in mind when you use either of those. You want to use them in tandem because it'll get a really, really heavy heal out. We'll put 4 points into Dark Power, and then 5 points into Improved Warlock Armor. Now, obviously, my character isn't level 50 yet. I've been working on her. She's only been played for about 2.5 days worth of playtime. But once you hit 50, you'll have a few more points. So the last points you're going to use, you're going to flesh out with 1 more point in Dark Power to cap that off, 2 points in Improved Warlock Armor to cap that off, and 1 point into Nedra's Essence. Finally, you'll put your last 2 points into Clinging Form, which will increase the duration of Transmogrify by 4 seconds, and then reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds, so you can cast it every 5 seconds. And it'll also end up giving you Thunder Blast, which does a large amount of air damage, and also knocks the target back. Again, this is a very solid spec. It focuses more on support than damage output, but again, it does have quite a bit of damage output, so you don't have to worry about that. My name is CJ. This is the Mage Chloro Lock Guide for PvP, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.